Hi everyone, this is Sharan here. Welcome to my channel. Today in this video, I'm going to talk about how to get your first job in data science without having the actual experience. A lot of people reach out to me in LinkedIn asking for support and guidance to get their first job in data science. I understand it is not an easy feat to achieve. Getting your first job in data science is definitely difficult. A lot of other IT jobs offers a trainee position where people without much experience can get into a job. They get to shadow someone senior and then get to learn most of the things on the job. But it is definitely not the case with data science. Why? Because the data science teams are very lean, generally small, working on multiple business problems, and hence it is required for all the data scientists to be independent as much as possible from the day one. So in this video, I'm going to share some of the tips that you need to do in order to ensure that you are job ready. You prepare yourself for the first data science job. I'm not going to say that it is going to be very simple, that anyone can do it in like 2 months or 3 months. It is definitely not going to be a simple task because there are many things that is required. You need to build the technical skills, you need to do various other activities which I will shortly explain in this video. But if you follow what I am saying in this video, it will definitely help you to get your first job in data science. So make sure you watch till the end of this video and understand how to prepare yourself for your first job. The first and foremost thing that is very important is building the technical skills that is required in order to become a data scientist. You need to have a good strong foundation knowledge about various data science concepts. To begin with, you need to be good in a programming language, either R or Python. Or if you choose any other programming language that can be used for data science, that is absolutely fine. You need to be really good in exploratory data analysis. Why? Because 70 to 80% of time in data science project will be spent in understanding the data. So you need to be good in the data exploratory analysis. You need to know what are all the different kinds of algorithm, which algorithm should be used in what kind of scenarios, what are all the various requirements for the algorithms, how the data needs to be transformed for the algorithms, what type of data supports which kind of algorithms, and you need to have a good understanding about all these questions. Like how can you train all these? By practicing more, by trying out, by solving more problems, you will be able to learn all these skill sets. And the other one is you need to be good in communication. In any data science project, the important task for the data science team is to communicate the insights as well as the analysis to the business stakeholders. So the success of a data science project hugely depend on this particular part. No matter how much knowledge you have, no matter what kind of analysis that you have made, what kind of insights that you have found, if you are not able to communicate the insights clearly to the business stakeholders, so then the project is definitely a failure. If you are worried about learning the basic skill sets that is required in order to become a data scientist, refer to my video which I will be attaching in the above, as well as in the description, where even a non-coder can become good in all the technical skills that is required for a data scientist in 6 months. It is a step-by-step guide which will clearly help you to learn all the skills that is required in order to become a data scientist. So for non-coder, I have provided a reference to browser-based platforms where without installing any tools, any softwares, you will be able to learn to code and then slowly progress ahead. Once you develop all the technical skills that is required for a data scientist, the next step is to build a portfolio for yourself. And a portfolio is kind of like a digital resume, which is a proof for your abilities, your skill sets. So when I say an portfolio, it doesn't mean that you need to build a complex solution such as a complex recommendation system which will be able to improve a revenue for an e-commerce company. So when I say an portfolio, it simply means the things that you are learning, the scripts that were part of your course, the hobby projects that you were working on, the other data science competitions that you have participated, all the scripts, the documents that are related to those projects. So all these become an portfolio. If you are still not sure where to start in building a portfolio, one good place to start off is Kaggle. Kaggle is an excellent platform which provides you and a lot of data sets, a lot of challenges, a lot of notebooks which you can reference, and then you can work on your own projects as well. I'm not sure like how many other job industry has something like Taddle, which democratize like the knowledge present in that industry. Like you have access to many leading data scientists and the way they are writing their scripts. There isn't any other job industry which offers such an level of information. So you need to make use of the Taddle platform and then try to come up with your own portfolio. You can simply start with an knowledge competition, and you can maybe like come up with a solution and then take it to a portfolio, like your first project, and then slowly from there you can build and you can improve your skill sets. If you are like not sure about how to make use of Taddle to master your data science skills, refer the video attached on the top. I will provide a link in the description as well, so you can learn about mastering your data science skills using Taddle, like how best to make use of the Taddle platform. Another way to learn data science as well as build projects for your portfolio is by learning by doing the projects. There are a number of projects like specific to each and every area, like that can be a project to learn more about data collection and data aggregation. There are projects to learn more about a particular algorithm. There are projects which help you to learn better about the exploratory data analysis. If you are really interested about knowing the various projects and how you can learn data science by doing those projects, I will attach an video again on the top or as well as in the description to help you learn about like making use of like various projects in order to learn data science better. So what happens is like by doing all these things, you not only learn data science but you also get projects for your portfolio, which can be used to showcase in your resume as well as which can be used for your interviews as well. So apart from using the Taddle platform as well as like using projects to learn data science, there are other platforms where you can work on like totally new projects. For example, Driven Data is one platform which hosts challenges that are specific to problems that help in solving various issues in the environment as well as mankind. There is an open source community called as Data Trained, which brings together many leading data scientists from different countries together to work on various projects that help in creating like a huge social impact. So these are all some of the platforms, communities that help you to work on various projects that is actually very meaningful. The advantage here is, for example, in case of Data Trained, the advantage is like you get to work with many leading data scientists. You get to understand what are all the best practices, and the added advantage is you get to have a project which can be used to showcase in your resume. Since these projects are like based on real data and then they are creating real impact, the value of these projects will be really huge. So these are all the various platforms that help you in creating like wonderful projects for your portfolio. So once you have all the projects that is required for your portfolio, the next step is to create a portfolio website. Portfolio website is something like one place which have access to all your work. If you are really interested to know about building a portfolio website for yourself for free, I will attach a video in the top as well as the description which explains making use of the teed-up pages in order to create a free portfolio website for yourself. It won't take much time and it requires minimal technical skills, and it will be very easy, and within few hours you will be able to build an amazing personal portfolio website for yourself. So far we have seen about creating projects for your portfolio, like how to create a portfolio website. But why is it important to create a portfolio website? It is important because many data science job openings attract a lot of resumes, a huge number of resumes. Like generally, like one job position attracts as much as 100 resumes. It is very impossible for the recruiters to go through all those resumes, and hence there are some quick checks. For example, having a portfolio website, having linked to your Git repository, having linked to additional places like a Taddle profile, or having some details about the projects that you have successfully implemented, or the competitions which you have participated, won. So having like providing additional information like these and having a portfolio will help you in getting ahead for the next round. It gives the additional confidence for the recruiters, and it increases your chance of being shortlisted. The next activity that you need to do in order to become job ready is writing about your work. It is not enough if you learn the concepts that are required for data science. It is required for you to write about what you learn, to write about what you are doing. Why it is important? Because in any organization, like in most organization, I would say, the recruiters for the data science team are from a non-data science background. Like if you take the HR, like other recruiters, mostly they come from a non-data science background. They don't understand the projects that you have done. They don't understand the technical details, like what kind of algorithms that you have worked on. But what they understand is they understand like what data science is, like what kind of problems are solved using data science. So what you need to do is you need to have an platform where you write about the things that you are learning, the things that you are doing, the projects that you are having in simple terms that will help these people to understand what you are doing. Why it is important? It is important because it will give them the additional confidence in order to shortlist you to the next round. Why you should give the additional confidence? Because as I explained, a lot of people are competing for very few data science positions. So any wrong candidate that are being selected, shortlisted, and then being scheduled for an interview, it has a huge cost to the organization. Like there are like people who will be involved, who will be coming to take your interview, whose time is very valuable because they could be working on like business critical issues, but they are spending the time in order to analyze a particular candidate. So they don't have enough time to interview a lot of people. They can only speak to very few people, and then it is the role of the HR to ensure that the people who are getting shortlisted are good enough for the role. So how can you give the additional confidence to the recruiters? Like they don't have the technical knowledge, you can give them additional confidence, but by having a platform where you talk about, you write about the things that you are doing in simple terms that help them to understand easily. So what are all the different places where you can write about your work? The first place, the most common place, is having a blog for yourself, where you write about what you learn, the projects that you are doing, how you have implemented it. Like you can learn about anything and everything about things that you are doing, like about data science. The other places where you can start off is like the simpler options are, for example, like your Git repository. Let's say you upload and source code to a Git repository. What you can do is you can simply add an readme page, readme document, where you provide a simple explanation about what the project is, what you are doing with the project, what are all the various modules, something very simple in layman's term that explains what the project is actually about. The other place is like Cadel Notebook. I will provide you references to some of the Cadel notebooks that are created by people who have started learning data science, like created by like totally newbies who don't have much experience in data science, but they have come up with a notebook. I will show you like how good it is. Like it helps to understand how much you know about the concepts, like of a simple like documentation about why you are doing certain analysis in certain way, why you are using certain algorithm, why you are transforming the data in certain format, why you are cleaning the data set. Like having simple explanation to all these things will help people to understand like how much knowledge you have about a particular area. So writing about what you are doing is definitely very important thing that helps a lot in getting you shortlisted for like the job positions that you are applying. The next important part is creating an impressive resume for yourself. If you don't have a good resume, then pretty much like there is not much use of having an excellent knowledge, having an excellent portfolio for yourself. Like you need to have a good resume too. In a lot of job positions, what happening is they are having softwares in order to shortlist people, because there are a huge number of people who are applying for various job positions, and it becomes very difficult for people to manually go through the resumes. So your resume needs to be really good. It can't have issues, it can't have a spelling mistake, it can't have bad templates. So I have written an article about creating impressive resumes. I will provide the link to the article in the description. It explains about the various tools that are available, the various templates that are available on those tools. What are all the simple techniques that helps in improving the content of your resume? What are all the mistakes that are commonly happening, people coming up with their resumes, like how to avoid those mistakes? What are all some of the good standards to follow? So going through the article will help you in understanding, creating a highly impactful resume for yourself. The next important task is networking as well as having a good mentor. Having a good professional network and having a good mentor can do magic in your career. Like it can help a lot in getting your first data science job. Why? Because in a lot of companies, what happens is before posting a job requirement in the public platform, like in LinkedIn jobs, what happens usually is they reach out to the internal employees to see if there are anyone who can be referenced for the internal position that they are looking out for. So if you have a good professional network, that helps a lot in getting your first data science job. So how to build your professional network? The obvious way to build your professional network are like first go and check out for the meetups that happens in your city, and then try to take part in those meetup activities. Like try to interact with the people who are coming up for those meetups. Like try to touch up with people who are hosting those meetups and see how they can be helpful in order to help you in getting your first data science job. The next one is you can try to take part in various events. You can check out for the data science events in KD Nuggets as well as Eventbrite to understand what are all the various data science events that is happening closer to you, and how much they can be helpful for you, like how much audience are coming to those meetups or those events that can be very helpful in order to increase your professional network. The next one is you can try to take part in various conferences, like conferences such as Strata, which is really huge, and KDD. These are all some of the huge conferences. But if you can't attend these conferences, of course, like these conferences or international conferences, which happens mostly in US and major cities, you can try to explore about the various conferences that happen in your city or that are happening closer to you. You can try to take part in those conferences. Like if you are doing an program in an university, you can try to coordinate with your university to arrange for some kind of a collaboration that will help you to take part in these conferences. So these conferences are very helpful because it will attract a lot of industry experts, and it is a good place for you to increase your professional network across multiple organizations. So these are all the various things that you can do in order to increase your professional network. The next one is having a good mentor. Having a mentor can be very helpful because like you get to learn from someone who is senior, who you get to learn about someone like who has a good amount of experience in data science, someone like whom you want to become in the future. So the advantages of having a mentor is like you directly have access to the professional network of your mentor. So someone who has already spent some years in data science will have a good professional network. So having that person as your mentor provides you access to that entire network, and it helps you a lot. It will help you a lot in getting your first job in data science. The next advice that I will give you is, while looking out for various job opportunities, look out for job opportunities in growing companies. You can look out for opportunities in big established companies, but to be honest, getting a job without experience in data science in a big established company is going to be difficult, because they have a structure in place which will not be generally friendly for someone who is not having an experience in data science. So if you want to start a career in data science, if you are looking forward for your first job in data science, try to build all the skill sets that is required. Try to have a portfolio. Look out for various opportunities in growing companies. There are a number of benefits of you working for a growing company. Like some of the benefits are like you have a huge visibility. You have access to the leaders of the organization, and You get to work on like multiple projects. Sometimes you get to work on like broadening your skill sets, and you don't need to focus on a niche area in data science. You try to like you will get to understand about the various activities, like various teams in data science, and uh, how it helps in improving the business and whatnot. So being a part of an growing data science team, like being part of a growing company, will definitely help you a lot in building all the skill sets. It will help you a lot in preparing yourself for more and better challenges. So once you have a good amount of experience, it will be very easy for you to go for a competitive salary in an well established company. And coming to the final point, like do not hesitate to take up data roles as your first job. It is not exactly easy to land the first data science job. In some cases, it is advisable for you to don't waste any time, take up the data roles. The advantage of taking up the data role is that you get to work on the data, which is very important for a data scientist. So you need to understand the data, you need to have experience about working with the data. So taking up the first job as an data analyst or and role which provides you an access to the data, provides you a platform where you can work on the real data, will be really helpful for you to gain the experience that is required in order to become a data scientist. So if you struggle to get an first job in data science, but if you are able to get an role which is in data, what I would say is I would strongly recommend that you take up the role, you build all the skill sets that is required, and then it will be easy for you to move from there to a data science position, and the two for an competitive salary. So these are all some of the things that I would say in order to prepare yourself, in order to equip yourself for your first data science job without having like any data science professional experience. So I hope you would have learned something new today. Like if you like what I'm doing here, please give a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And apart from talking about various data science topics, helping people to getting started in their data science career, I also have a series about learning data science in 100 days. So if you are interested in learning data science, like learning more about any particular algorithm or preparing for an interview, go through those tutorials and see how helpful they are for you. If you know someone who is trying to learn data science, please share these videos to them. That will help me to grow my channel as well, and that will help your friends to learn data science skills. So that is it for now. See you in another session. Bye until then.